Apologies about that. I'll tell you exactly what needs to be done with that after lunch, so that works. It may be a Excel version issue or something. Sorry? Yeah? Okay. So data set, this guy here? So it did get exported. Mm. Okay. Right. Okay. I'll get this all sort of cleaned up and see if we can. So that worked. Okay. Well, exactly. So that actually worked. You just had to. Okay. So maybe we'll do that right now. Sorry, folks. Shouldn't have ad-libbed like this. So here we do a text file here. So we'll call it file text, and we'll have a file here. Whatever file was model output, and this will be write. And then what Davoud was saying is that if you have file text, pardon me, don't know what file text, and then you have file text.close, like that. That. Yes, instead of write data set, because I don't think this supports it. It's just you do print this. The first thing that was tried earlier, and you do data set record. Okay, thank you, Davoud. That's actually really big help. Okay, so sorry for that confusion. There we go. So I think this should work to fill that to fix that, and we'll try doing that. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna run this, and we'll try running this. Boom. Okay, and then we can do output data. Okay, and then I should be able to look at that file and see if anything's put there. So model output. Yes, there it is. Thank you, Davoud. Bingo. Yeah, it'll close automatically. Okay, thank you. Yep. Rookie mistake on my part. The question is it flushed? Is how we say it, and it was not flushed. Okay. So here we have an example of output, and I apologize that it took so long to get to, but we have an example of a data set that we accumulated, that's data set recovered, which accumulated data in here, which we could copy manually, but as an alternative, we have a output data button that depends on this little thing that says file text, which is going to go to a text file somewhere on your disk, and you can, by pressing that button, it will run code, which is given by this here. So this code basically just says, hey, file text, go print the certain data set, and then close yourself. However, per Carmel's question, we could have, instead of just printing one data set, we could have printed several data sets. So here's another one, for example, called infectious DS, and an alternative scheme would have had us print out at the time the button was pushed both of those in turn. So all we'd need to do then is to do this. Maybe we want to separate them by a line, but we could do infectious DS here, and maybe we want to put a line between them, like with a long something that shows kind of a divider, something like that divides up the two data sets into two pieces, to the file into two pieces, one for each data set. So what I've just done is I've replaced that code by this code. So this is printing one data set, printing out a separator, printing another data set, okay? And closing. And once again, that's something which should allow us to output data sets in a simple fashion. So if we run this, run it all the way forward, okay? Output data, and then we were to go open that file, model output, boom. Here we have one data set up front, and then we have some separated, and we should have put a new line at the end of that. And we get the second data set. How do we do a new line? Can anyone say? Anyone know how to put so that this doesn't sort of come at the end of it? It would be put down one line. It's \n. Thank you. So where we have this output data, if we want this to be cleaner, we could do a \n here, and that means put a new line. So let me go show you what this is in the code. It's this, like that, and that will put a new line between them. In other words, it'll make it so that this long line is followed by returns of the data begins on the next line, not at the end of this line. Okay? So if you were to do that, you could then notice it's \, it's not /, it's \, okay? So if you were to run this, what we'll now see is, I'll output it again, and we can model output, okay? There we go. Oh man. Looks like we need a carriage return. Okay. So let's fix that up. So this is in output data. So I think we need ODOA. Okay, there we go. So /r, /r, \n, I think that should do it then. And then boom. There we go. Okay, output the data. Model output. Okay, there we go. So what I ended up doing, folks, was to at this output data, I just needed, instead of just \n, I needed \r, \n. And once you derive that, that's it. You could put as many data sets as you want and use a sort of successive division if you were so inclined, one after the other. They'd be put one after the other in the file in such a way that you could just see them all in one. So alternatively, if you wanted to, you could export to an Excel file and have them just go in different sheets of the Excel file. And I'll try to give you the code to do that. But this is a very general technique which can automate putting things out in your code. But right now I do this on this button push. Suppose, this is another essential for any logic, suppose I wanted all that to happen at the end of the model, when the model finished running, so I don't have to push the button. How would I do that? How would I have it automatically output that when when the model finishes running? Well, it turns out that AnyLogic provides, both on a per agent basis and on a per model basis, a thing you could put in what's called destroy code for the model. So that's sort of an uninspiring name, but if you were to go to main in the general properties, you could see there's a thing called destroy code, and what that does is it's code that will run when the model's just before it's basically done its job and it's about to be destroyed. This code will run. So you could actually have it automatically output to files when the model is finished. When the model is about to disappear, it'll output properly to this. So that's another option instead of putting it in a button. Okay. Similarly, each agent, when they're about to be destroyed, they also have associated with them some destroy code that executes. And if you want to save away information for that agent, like to a database, you could do it there. Okay. Okay. Our session this morning is drawing to a close. We've gone through a lot of